Hello, welcome back to my channel, Crochet with Lulu. I'm going to talk about the very basics of crochet, how to tie a slip knot and how to do a chain stitch and join with the slip stitch. So join in. I'm just using scrap yarn, so I don't know what weight it is. It is peeling, so it will fuzz and frizz, but I'm just going to show you the basics. This is how we tie a slip knot. We just take it like this, pull it around, make a ribbon, pull the tail through. This is what we call the tail. So if you hear anybody in crocheting talking about weaving in a tail, that's this little filler right here. Okay, so you have your ribbon made. I told someone just recently it's almost like tying one side of a shoelace. You just have one side done. Okay, this is your hook. I always say use the hook that's recommended or the one that feels comfortable. Excuse me, my allergies. Tennessee. Okay, you see the hook. Looks like a shepherd's hook or a walking stick. You take that hook, hold it in the hand. I'm not sure if you're left-handed or right-handed, but you take it and you pull it through. You take this hand and you wrap your thread however's comfortable. I usually put it between those two fingers and wrap it around my index finger and hold it because you want a little tension. Then you're just going to reach and grab this yarn with this hook and pull it back through that loop. Now in a normal situation, I would say tighten this loop up, but for now we're just going to leave it be. That's one chain stitch. You reach and you grab it and you pull it through and you have another chain stitch. You reach and grab it and pull it through and grab another chain stitch. Now each time you do that, you're going to want to move your fingers up closer to your hook to have a hold on your thread. And then you just reach, pull that under, around, if I can get a hold of it, and pull it back through. Under, around, and pull it back through. And there you have a chain stitch. Now, in most circumstances, you would count your chains, but we're not going to do that. Your chains is what you just pulled through your hook loop. We'll call that the hook loop. So you still have your hook loop. You still have your fingers down here where the tail is. You are going to bring that hook loop, take your hook, put it through that joining slip knot hole space. Reach and grab your yarn, pull it through the slip knot space and through the hook that's on your chain. You have just completed a circle. See that tiny circle? You've still got your tail and you've got a circle. That is your basic how-to crochet. Now, if I want to start over, if I think, oh, that's wonky, I want to start over, I just take this side and this tail and pull it and ravel it, and it will ravel right out. So again, we take it, we wrap it around, and we're tying one shoelace. Imagine you just got one shoelace on your shoe. That's what you're tying. You're tying a bow in one shoelace. And you take your hook and you stick it through. You hold this however you want to hold it. I've seen them hold it like this. I've seen them hold it like this. I prefer this way. It's just the way I learned. And then I take this hook that's going through this loop like I'm shooting a cue ball. and I just reach and grab this and pull it through the shoe loop. Now remember, as I'm doing that, I'm holding the tail and I'm sliding my fingers up so that I can be closer to the hook. I don't have to do it every time, but it's very important that you do it some to keep a grip on your chain stitches. See, once you get up so far, you're going to kind of be pulling at mid-air because you're going to be fighting against yourself. See, now I have a long chain. So I want to join it. So I'm taking it and I'm joining it back through right under that knot that I made for my slip knot bow. See? Then I'm going to take this. I'm holding my fingers trying to so you can see. I don't have a desk set up yet to do this at to show you from overhead view. So I'm taking this and I want to pull that through. So I'm just looping it around like I'm doing another chain stitch. I'm pulling it through that first knot, hook, and then right through that. And I have a circle. So that is your basic crochet lesson. For those of you that don't know how to make the slip knot and the chain stitches, I can pull that out. I can go back as far as I need to go by holding my hand. Say if I wanted to go back to this loop right here, this chain stitch right here, I would just pull that until I got back there, and there we go. I still have the rest of my chain and I still have my loop. So that is practice on that. When you become comfortable enough to make your chain stitches, this is also known as your foundation row. If you're making anything in the square, this is your foundation row because it's the very first row. Now later on you will learn how to make a foundationalist row. That means you will already be working on your row 1 at the same time you are doing your foundation row. We will do that on another time. But there is the tutorial for that. And again, all I have to do is hold this and ravel it back out. Don't ever cut your thread when you make a mistake unless it's in a knot and you have to cut it, because you can always go back to the very beginning and start all over. The only time you can't is if it's in a knot. And some of this kind of thread, the reason it's important when you buy thread in the store, make sure it's an anti-pilling yarn, because this will fray and it will fuzz. So as it becomes used more and more, you won't be able to ravel it as easy. Those little fine threads, can you see all the fuzz coming off? You will always have that in yarn, but this is more, this does it more. And it will become attached to each other. And sometimes it will make a knot out of one little fiber coming raveled. So make sure when you get to practice with, this is okay. But to get yarn that you are actually going to crochet with, try to get anti-peeling. That's all for today. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Enjoy. Slow this down and pause it if you have to. And just keep on until you can get your chain stitches and your slip knot and your slip stitch. Your slip knot is at the beginning where you tie your one shoelace bow. Your slip stitch is when you join it to another group of stitches and you pull it through the first loop and the second loop. that is a slip stitch. Your chain stitch is what you're making when you crochet each one into that space. This is a chain stitch. So you've learned 3 things today. Enjoy your day. Love you guys. Have a safe day. Stay hydrated. Until next time, Crochet with Lulu. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification.